Hey everyone, I hope that you all had a great 4th of July weekend. Um, I apologize for the extra background noise on this video. I'm working at a Starbucks this morning, so unfortunately that happens here. I just wanted to uh, let you all know that you did a very good job in your blog posts on Brian DeLay and Manuel Gonzalez Quiroga's article about the U.S.-Mexico War and its aftermath. Something that we didn't touch on as much that I kind of hoped that we would get more into, since this is a Borderlands class, is how the war itself created the border. And that seems probably fairly straightforward. Um, it is fairly straightforward in a lot of ways. Of course, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo set the terms for where the border would be drawn, how that would all work out. The story became a bit more complicated than that, however. Below this video, I'm going to link to a section of a New Mexico history textbook that I wrote that gives a little more of that story. If you're interested, I think it's interesting. It's fascinating the way that the line was actually drawn. The Rio Grande, of course, was chosen as the border from El Paso eastward, and then from El Paso westward, a border had to be demarcated on the ground. Again, that seems straightforward, but it actually wasn't. The river changed course in 1849, which left a couple of towns on the opposite side of the national situation that they thought they were on. Also, the map that was used to create the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was the best one available at the time, but it was horribly inaccurate. So when the boundary commissions, it was a binational boundary commission, met in 1850 in El Paso, they realized that they were going to have to make some decisions themselves on the ground about where to actually put the border, because the map was so inaccurate. So again, my piece that I've linked to here goes into that in more detail if you're interested. I wanted to offer some extra credit. I know that none of you really need it. You're all doing a very good job, but I've also learned that it's important to offer points to get people to respond at times. So I just wanted to offer a little bit of extra credit for you to write a short paragraph that thinks about the question of the creation of the Canadian versus the U.S.-Mexico border. So we read John Little's book, we read Brian DeLay, and of course Little, I wish his book was a bit more in depth, as I noted in my blog post in certain ways, but I chose it because he is talking about the way the War of 1812 helped to create or solidify, or at least define in certain ways, the border between the eastern townships and Vermont. Of course, the Canadian border is much longer than that. And so we got just a little bit from Michelle Hogue's piece on the Métis about the western border and how it was created. And of course, it was not created through a war of conquest, the way that the U.S.-Mexican border was created. And so I just wanted you to think about that. How does that history of how the border was created shape the ways in which we think about those two borders respectively today, do you think? What is the lasting historical legacy of the reality that most of the U.S.-Canada border was created not through warfare, but through treaties, other kinds of negotiations like that, whereas the U.S.-Mexico border, by and large, no, completely, actually, was created and imposed through war. So again, you can go in any direction you'd like with that. What I will do is create an extra credit discussion forum where I will also post this video and allow you to post your responses there. So look for that in the discussion areas if you're interested. I would be interested to hear what your thoughts are on that particular question. So I hope that you all had a great 4th of July. Please let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever it is about the final project and choosing a topic and the type of project you want to do, the format, and so on. I'm around all week, available through Canvas, available through email, available through Twitter, and text message. So please do get a hold of me if you have questions. And I